I arrived at my mother's birthday celebration only to find no place set for me. "You're not welcome here. Leave," she said icily. I revealed the gift I'd brought and walked away. She chased after me. Wait, I should have seen this coming. After all the fights, the money disputes, and the way my father had dismissed me like I was nothing, I still entered that restaurant, foolishly hoping for warmth. The moment I walked in, I saw her. My mother seated at the table's heart, laughing without a care. Next to her, my father sat smug as if he'd won some unspoken battle. My sister, cousins, and uncle were there, acting like everything was flawless. None of them had told me about the event. I learned of it through a social media post. A caption read, "Happy 50th to the best mom," with a photo of them at the restaurant. I stared at it for minutes before deciding. Enough. I was going. I had spent $3,200 on my mother, the same woman who, 6 months earlier, looked me in the eyes and promised, "I'll pay you back, sweetheart, once the renovations are done." Then she acted like the conversation never happened. The same mother who called me selfish for asking for my money, who stood by as my father threw me out of her house like an unwanted guest. The same mother I hadn't spoken to since that night. Yet I still bought that ring for her. I still chose the most lavish bouquet I could find, the kind that made the florist raise an eyebrow at the cost. I still drove there, still walked in, still stood before her, hoping for what? Acknowledgement, regret, a flicker of warmth. Instead, she stared at me like I was a stain on her celebration. "What are you doing here?" she snapped. I blinked. "I came to celebrate your birthday." "I don't want you here, go." The table went quiet, silverware paused. My uncle looked away, my sister squirmed, I let out a hollow laugh. "Are you serious? Why did you come?" she demanded. "To embarrass me, to stir up trouble." "Embarrass you?" I said. "Mom, I came to honor you." She shook her head, brushing me off. "No, you came because you can't stand not being the center of attention. You ruin everything, Daniel. You don't belong here." A knot tightened in my chest, but I kept my face steady. "Fine, but if I'd brought a gift, you'd have let me stay, right?" she scoffed. "As if you'd even think to get me one. You're cheap, Daniel." "Always have been." For a moment, I felt like I was floating outside myself. Without a word, I turned and left. I went to my car, opened the trunk, and pulled out the bag. The small box inside felt heavier than it should. I marched back inside and held it up. "You're right," I said. "I didn't get you a gift. Just this $2,400 white gold ring with a diamond, the one you always pestered Dad about, the one you said someone else would buy if he didn't." Her face drained of color. "And the $800 bouquet is in my car," I added. "But you don't deserve either." I turned to go. "Wait!" Her chair scraped as she scrambled after me, but I was already at my car. I slammed the door, started the engine, and drove off, watching her fade in the rearview mirror. That should have been the end, but it was only the start. For the next hour, I ignored my phone. No music, no calls, just the hum of the engine and the occasional vibration from my bag. I had no interest in her excuses. I stopped at a gas station on the edge of town, clutching the steering wheel, replaying her coldness, my family's silence. Then my phone rang. It was Mom. I let it go to voicemail. A text came through. "Daniel, please pick up." I ignored it. Another. "Come back, we need to talk." I laughed bitterly. Now she wanted to talk after humiliating me in front of everyone. Then a text from my sister, Emma. "Mom's a mess. She's crying nonstop. Just talk to her." Crying, that wasn't like her. She discarded people when they no longer served her, just as she'd done to me when I asked for my money. Now she cared. I tossed my phone aside and drove home. I grabbed the bouquet and threw it in the trash. The ring. I left it on the kitchen counter. I thought it was over. But at 10:47 p.m., a knock jolted me. I checked the peephole. "Mom," I hesitated, then opened the door. There she stood, makeup streaked, eyes swollen. "You left," she said. I raised an eyebrow. "Isn't that what you wanted?" She trembled. "Can I come in?" I should have said no, but against my better judgment, I stepped aside. She walked in slowly, scanning my apartment. Her first time here since I'd moved. Her eyes fell on the velvet box. "You actually bought it?" "Of course," I said. "I planned it weeks ago. I wasn't even going to come tonight. But when I saw the post, when I realized you'd left me out, I thought, why not? Clearly, I was wrong." She looked down. "I don't know why I said those things." I gave a dry laugh. "You know exactly why." She closed her eyes. "I was angry, ashamed. I didn't expect you to show up." "Why?" "Because you didn't invite me." She flinched. "I didn't think you'd want to come after what happened with Dad. That didn't stop you from inviting everyone else." Silence. Then, quietly, she murmured, "I want to fix this." I studied her. "Why now?" Her voice cracked. "Because I can't lose you." I wanted to trust her, but I'd been burned before. My phone buzzed, a message from Emma. Daniel, Dad knows Mom left. He's livid. Before I could respond, pounding shook the door. Mom's eyes widened. Don't open it. I knew who it was. Another bang. Then my father's slurred bellow. Daniel, open this door now. I had seconds to decide. Mom grabbed my arm. Please, she begged. The knob shook. He's drunk, she whispered. At the restaurant, he lost it when he realized I was gone. Emma said he was screaming that I was chasing my ungrateful son. I stared at her. Which is exactly what you're doing. She nodded. Bang, he slammed something against the door. You think you can take my wife, Daniel? He growled. You useless. I unlocked my phone. If he doesn't leave, I'm calling the police. Mom tensed. No, don't. Then what? Let him break in. Suddenly, the noise stopped. I checked the peephole. He was gone. Then I saw movement by my car. I rushed to the window. Dad was nearing my car with a tire iron. You've got to be kidding, I muttered, grabbing my keys. Mom clutched my wrist. Don't go out there. He's trashing my car. I pulled free and threw open the door. By the time I reached the parking lot, he'd already swung. The tire iron cracked my windshield, splintering the glass. Hey, I yelled. He turned, panting, face flushed with fury. You think you're better than me? Get away from my car, I warned. Or what? He stepped closer. You'll call the cops, do it. I clenched my jaw. I don't want to fight you. He laughed, a sound that sent a chill through me. That's your problem, Daniel. You're spineless. That's why you're just standing there. He raised the tire iron again. I didn't wait. I lunged, grabbing his wrist. We grappled until a scream pierced the night. Stop! Mom ran toward us, frantic. Enough! Dad hesitated. I yanked the tire iron from his grip and tossed it aside. Leave. Now he stumbled back, spat at my feet, and hissed, You're nothing to me. Then he disappeared into the shadows. Mom wiped her tears. I didn't think he'd go this far, I cut her off. You knew exactly what he'd do. You always have. I returned to my apartment, drained. Mom stood in the living room, arms wrapped around herself. I didn't think he'd go that far, she whispered. Then why tell me not to open the door? She had no response. Later, my phone buzzed. Emma. Daniel, where's Mom? Dad said if she's not home in 10 minutes, he'll make her regret it. I looked at Mom. He's coming back, she shook. I'm not going back. Good, stay here tonight. But if you go back to him after this, we're done? She nodded, but I wasn't sure I trusted her. The night ended with a fragile stalemate. Dad's fury, Mom's shaky resolve, and my exhaustion. This wasn't over. But for the first time, change seemed possible.